Good evening, Camberwell! My name is HON, and you're watching HON and Friends. And today, my friend is...
Eliza.
Miss Eliza. So Miss Eliza, little birdie has told me that you have been collecting music and creating an archive on your website. And I was just wondering if you would like to talk about it today. Tell me what it is, what's in it, what have you been doing?
Okay, this is true. So, it is not, in fact, a lie. I can clip this on. Do you want it on? Or I'll just hold it.
I might, ask more questions, but go on.
Okay, I'll hold it then. So I have been making, maybe rather than collecting, I have been kind of like compiling or just like researching to create a database that looks at kind of women, trans, non-binary people, all of the above. Yes.
Question. When you were telling me about it before, you used a specific word for that group of people, and I was wondering if you could give it to me again and explain what it means.
I did. So that word was FLINTZ+, and it is an acronym for female, lesbian, intersex, non-binary, trans, and agender, and others, plus, being the plus, which looks at kind of LGBTQ rights within intersexual feminism, and kind of creates basically spaces for not cis-het men, which is our primary mission. So I'm creating this space that highlights FLINTZ+ artists in the music industry, but I was kind of interested in making this a bit more relevant, because if I did it over the whole course of time, I would be there for millions of hours. So basically what I have done is to be on this list, or rather not list, but set database. You must be an active artist, so you must have performed, released music, or done something within the last 5 years, which actually narrows it down quite a lot. We were sitting and going back and forth, because a big part of this is that I wanted artists that not only kind of were quite current. I wanted it to be very as almost like a guide to go and see stuff now. I want to get people more interested in music now, and kind of show off that there is music still coming out, even though we're being told all the good stuff was in the 80s and before that even. But yeah, so I've rambled here, but basically, I just wanted to really make sure I made kind of a platform for a lot of the artists that I was looking at. But what's really, really crucial about it to me is that it's a collaborative, user-based website. So the idea is that anyone can go onto it. They can upload an artist who they think is great, because I'm only one lass.
That's
I'm
true.
only one lass in a big world, right? And however much I think to know about kind of London electronic music scene, that is always going to be so freaking flawed as a person who's kind of come into London from outside of London, and also just globally, because I don't know, I feel like most of my artists I listen to, even with actively trying, are from the UK or America, and part of that is algorithm, streaming preferences, which I'm trying to kill. I'm trying to cut down on. I'm trying to combat.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an idea to kind of bring human people back into kind of the decision process of music, the decision process of choosing music, sharing music, and kind of cultivating music. I like to think of it as like when you give a record to your friend and you're like, please listen to this, but on a big database basis.
Yeah. Well, that sounds wonderful. So I had a question. I mean, you said, we were talking about it before, and I guess just now, that a lot of it is has an element of electronic music in it. And I was just wondering, I mean, I know that you're into electronic music.
Correct.
So apart from it, I guess you've just said you know, making it, highlighting the fact that the best music isn't just from the 80s, like there's still amazing music coming out now. What is it about electronic music that you like, or like that draws you in, or that, you know, makes you want to highlight it? What's like important about it, I guess? Sorry.
No, so I feel like what's so interesting about electronic music is what's always been so interesting about electronic music. It has always kind of, well, not always, but like as soon as it became something that could become accessible, it became something that mobilitizes music. It makes it smaller, it makes it compacter, and it makes it easier. And I don't mean that to say like, oh, these electronic artists are not doing anything special, because they are.
Yeah.
Because they're applying this thing. But what it is it's an access point. So obviously you've got technical ones, and obviously there's easier ones. That's like saying the difference between playing a ukulele and a guitar. But what it does is it's so much more easier to get your hands on. It's so much more affordable. You don't need lessons. You can just click it and find out, and it makes some sort of noise, even if it's a bad noise. And I think particularly for women and for Flint Plus people and for LGBTQ people, I think actually there's probably a larger community of electronic artists. And I think part of that is because we're taught in a very kind of like different way from very early on, from like being children, about how to process with the world and our relationship with the world, and how we engage with things. And there's also kind of like a kind of beauty of just being able to sit in your room, that it's not affected by external factors. No one else has to mess with you. No big money companies want you. Nobody wants to come and steal your shit. And you can just sit down and have a bit of a blast. Maybe invite your friends over, have a tinny, have a gas.
Oh yeah.
Have a laugh.
Wonderful.
And just, I mean, like before we started this, I was showing Hon my little pink synthesizer thing that I got out of uni, and it's just so silly. And you just click it, and it goes, and it's just wonderful, because we were just sat there and we were like, wouldn't it be great if the opening to this was like a song, which I'm not going to do, but I could have done.
We could come back to that.
We could circle back round.
Yeah, we could. So yeah, I guess I was gonna kind of say, as you were saying that, like there's a point of accessibility, isn't it, there? But then you kind of covered it, because we are on the same wavelength. But no, I guess like that is just so wonderful about it, isn't it? You don't like, if you have any kind of laptop, like you have a Mac, you've got a GarageBand, you can just make things. You don't have to be taught, or you know, I've said this to my friends before who have wanted to pick up music, like just get and make some like silly beats. You can get a drum machine, like, you know, you can just get on it, which is wonderful. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I had any other questions for you. Yeah, I guess I wonder with your archive, with your archive. When we last were talking about it, I think you said you had about like 150 artists or something like that, or some kind of, you can tell me in a second, but I was just wondering, are you gonna like currently gonna keep like looking for things to add? Are you planning to share it like kind of maybe on your platform anytime soon, so people can like know that they can add to it? Like, how's it going? Is it finished yet? Because I actually don't know. I haven't gotten an update from you in a hot sec, so tell me.
Yeah, so I basically the starting point I wanted to start with was I wanted 200 artists, because it's inspired by this project from the early 2000s called Her Noise, which was a project in the South London Gallery that was kind of about putting female sound artists forward. And they started off this archive by going like, you know, who do we want involved? And they made a list. And on that list was 200-ish names. My counting's not great, so it might not have been 200 exactly. But it was around 200 names. So my idea was that I wanted to start off with 200. And then I realised my criticism of this project was that it was only the thoughts of kind of like 3 white women. And I kind of looked at myself and I went, oh no.
A fourth one.
Oh no, a fourth one. And although like I'm trying to add like queerness into this and kind of politics, that's not good enough really, is it? It's not going to be good enough. Particularly not when it's not what I want to be saying with any kind of platform. So the idea of kind of opening it up was to kind of try and engage with more people. So I've started by making kind of like Reddit sub-blogs so that people can kind of come and find me through kind of weaselly, intriguing ways. And the idea was I'd started off with 200, but it's closer maybe to 300 now, because I'm trying to get external kind of input on it, because I think it'll just make it so much stronger as like an archive. Like I say, there's only so much one girl can know.
More brains is better than one brain.
More brains is always better than one brain. So yeah, I've just kind of opened it up, and I think kind of the idea now is I just kind of like monitor it, because part of it is that like there's a visual aspect to it, and so I have to do a bit of the editing towards these posts and kind of make it all look nice, and you know, make it very user friendly so you can kind of navigate through it. So other than that, I've kind of taken myself out of it, but it's now kind of ready to kind of go out into the world, I think. So I should talk about it more, and put it on the socials and stuff.
On the gram
or whatever, wherever you get your fix.
Yeah.
Currently it's only in the world of Reddit, but
it's a good world. Well, it's
I intend
complicated
to
world,
expand. Yeah, well, that's why I was so intrigued by it, I think, because it's kind of a bit of a strange landscape. But yeah, I need to distribute it more, but I think I've kind of taken myself out of it. I think eventually I would like to kind of make it so that it had kind of like tags. So it's like, because it's getting big now. Yeah. Like I kind of want to make it like super easy to navigate. So like if you're interested in kind of like ambient or electronic or kind of punky or riot girly or Danish. Yeah. I seem to have a lot of Danish and Copenhagen women.
That's like, that checks out.
It does check out. Like, I feel like it's a whole subgenre in itself. Yeah. 2023 Copenhagen women. Yeah. It's a thing. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to have some little categories. But with those, I'd like to be quite careful that it's the categories that the artist has said, maybe, rather than my own interpretation of that. Because I feel like
it's important, isn't it?
It's a better way to do it, like listening and understanding people. And I don't want to be like a wanky music magazine kind of journalist. Like, you know, I want to make something that people would be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I want to be a part of that. I want to, you know, maybe if that gets to the point where like artists are self-uploading, that would be cool too. Yeah, that would be cool. You know, it sounds like it's a growing organism on its own now, you know, people adding things to it. That's really wonderful. But I do think you should, it's your little baby, and you should spread it everywhere, because it's so fun. And it's like, I mean, we were having that interview the other day in a conversation about like, how do you find music without big like streaming platforms, right? How do you discover new things? But it's like through things like what you've made, which is so fun. And I guess my last question for you is, and this is, you can have a little think, but give me your like top 3 music inspos. Maybe not of all time, but like at the moment. Like what's your favorites? Okay. Or like even not even inspos. Maybe like life inspos, life soundtrack inspos, you know? Okay. She's really sprung this question on me. I should have been given advance warning.
I'm sorry, it just popped into my head.
What have I been really excited about recently?
We can take a technical break. Yeah, if there's a cut here, because I'm thinking, or I can just speed it up. I think we can do a little dance. We can do a little dance. I think...
I'm going to stick with the theme of current artists, rather than going on a big...
Way back when.
A big way back when. People who excite me at the moment. I really like the work of this artist called Alpha Made. Very, very, very cool stuff. I went to they've just done like a Cafe Otto residency at the moment, and it was just cool. And it's kind of, it's gritty. It's kind of industrial. Well, maybe industrial has a lot of like connotations to genre, but like in vibe, not in actual genre. Like it's soft at the same time, and specifically kind of the work done in this kind of like little group project called Spresso, Spresso.
Thank you.
It's punky and it's kind of gritty and
we'll put in a little snippet.
I hope that's a really nice like sound effect on the mic. I think that will sound good actually.
Yeah.
Or it'll sound like, oh god. Who else have I been enjoying? I want to think of someone who I've seen live as well recently.
Well,
do you know who we saw last week?
Are we thinking about the same band?
I think we might be. We went to go see this. Well, we were playing a gig, and whilst we were playing, we also happened to have the pleasure of seeing some of the live people. So the gig was put on by Contessa, who we obviously know and love, who is running this event night called Fuming, what Hon just said. And one of the other bands who was on was called Life Loose.
Yes, I was thinking of them as well.
And they are so fun. They
so
are
good.
They put on such a good show. Like, kind of crazy good.
It was insane. Can I just say, like, there was screaming, there was yodeling, there was, like, growling. It was, like, mental in the best way of mixing things ever.
Yeah, it was kind of like Chibo Matto crossed with the Dare if the Dare was a woman and a lesbian.
Yeah.
And singing about fucking your mother.
Yeah.
So that was freaking awesome. And one more, let's do someone who I'm listening to actively. So many possibilities. I'm gonna go for a niche one.
Okay. Give it to us.
I think potentially Portuguese artist or Spanish. That's the language I'm picking up on there.
Okay.
No, I think Portuguese.
Who is it?
Don't sue me if I get this wrong. Artist called Ines Malheiro or Malheiro. INES MALHEIRO.
Okay.
Like that.
Well, I'll do my research after this and find out whether it's Portuguese or Spanish for you.
Yeah. Blur over the top of me and say the right pronunciation.
I'll bleep it out.
Sorry, I'm very dyslexic. And it's got these kind of like wonderful swirling voices that are kind of bizarre, but kind of like transforming and kind of shaping and kind of not quite landing where you want to land, and it's kind of uneasy but also very, very beautiful in parts, and it kind of swirls around and then it all kind of comes crashing together and you're like, whoa. And it's just kind of like,
hell yeah.
That's like candy to my ears. I could listen to that all day.
Gorgeous.
And I'm actually going to throw one more in.
Do it.
Called New York.
Yes.
Because I've shown Hon these and they're just great. They just put on the best show ever.
Yeah.
And they are just two absolute divas, and I love everything they're doing.
Yes.
Aesthetics, dancing, amazing visuals, really unusual production. They do it all themselves, so big up them.
Big up New York. Big up New York! Okay.
Oh, the red light went.
Whoa, what the hell? Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking with me today, Miss Eliza Outlaw. Miss Eliza Outlaw is a sound artist girly. She's on Instagram, and she is on her website, which will, all this stuff will be included somewhere in this interview, and you'll be able to find her.
Yeah, the website for this project we're talking about, which I should probably say, is called Clouded Waters. So do what you will with that information.
Go delicious. Thank you so much. And thank you. Besos.